So more on this comparison being the thief of joy that I think everybody would agree with. And it's like every other TED talk you hear about just empowerment and all these things is to try to find your authentic self, to be more sovereign. That's a big trending word now, this sovereignty. Yet comparison, and we'll quote, comparison is the thief of joy, competing, you don't compete against another flower. The moon doesn't compete with the sun, all these things. And I'm like, yeah, all right. Yeah, I see it. And then I'm like, but that's exactly what is going on in the health conscious world, in the medical world, in all forms of medicine. I'm like, and again, it just is so red light, just continuously poking holes in the foundation of truth. And when something is true in this world and it continues to work, it fills up the holes and puts up two new blocks, and then it just continues to pump back at you. That's why I'm just fascinated every day. What could I test today? What could I break down? Oh my God. And then you just learn. And then you let go. That's literally going from a size 10 to an 11. Well, when then you see size 10s all over the place, you're not like focused like, oh, I wish I could. Like, it's gone. It's a size 10. You're an 11. You don't even go to that aisle anymore. So that's how obvious it is to me now, to where I love the motivational aspect of it. I love some of these talks, some of these subject matter, some of these speakers, like, hell yeah. And then I'm just like, well, wait a second. If you say it there, you have to apply it everywhere. Because if it works, it works. But we'll say this stuff like the moon and the sun can't be compared and humans can't be compared. That's unnatural, and you're just like destroying nature, and comparison to the thief of joy, and flowers don't compete against each other. Okay. But the first thing we do when we are experiencing symptoms of healing, because they're all healing, no exceptions, including injuries, is we compare to somebody else's experience with this. And if we go to a practitioner, the first thing they're taught to do is to compare you to a standard, to a norm. That's what they're taught. They cannot take you in without running a test. Done. That's what they're taught in the schools. You have to run a test on somebody. You have to do either a panel, a screening, you have to do an x-ray, you have to do some sort of a posture assessment, you have to do some sort of plumb bob measurement, you have to do some heart rate variability, you have to compare them to a standard norm. You just gave up your entire authentic self walking in the friggin' door. It's gone. Sovereign? Bye. By your agreement with this, it's gone. Gone. That's what they're told in schools to make money. They're not taught on how to be an effective practitioner. It's how to generate revenue. Labs is number one. Or a screening test. Run a thermal screen. Chiropractors do it. Number one. Or they downplay their initial exam so they get you later on. The initial exam is it's just to get you in the door. That's what we're taught. And then after the lab, what's the next thing? Invest in and become a supplement producer, a vendor of some kind, so you can throw at the low numbers. And if that's not the case, then get certified in some nutritional thing, get certified in some functional neurology thing, run a brain scan, show how your brain scan compared to a norm or a standard is wrong. And then we can fix all these things. They're not taught. They're not taught. The person should be able to have nothing, no tools, no anything, sit there and pull your case apart and guide you. No doubt. Every single time, without fail. That's not what they're taught. That's why it's not medicine. It's not anything you need. And that's all licenses, all degrees. And then what are they taught after that? Run labs, run screenings, run this. Sell some sort of treatment that fixes those standards. And if that doesn't work, create a certification program. And that's what we're seeing now. So you don't have to go to school for as long or invest, and then you can get certified to do what I do. Oh, and by the way, I make money off the certifications. Somebody asked me, you should do a certification for your training, create like more coaches like you. And I was just like, I mean, that would make sense because then there's more people and then they affect more and they can get this out. I'm like, wait, no, like nobody can do what I do the way I do it. This doesn't make any sense. That's why when I say I only know one other practitioner, I know only one other practitioner that I would trust with myself or anybody else. That's it. That's one of the biggest reasons why. Take any patient case or anybody that walks in your door. You get no tools, you get no labs, you get no supplements, you get no certifications, you get no screenings, you get no tests, no anything. You have to be able to guide them to the end. Done. Can you do that? Done. That's a practitioner. The very first thing we do, even in science and research, they're comparing your levels to a standard or norm. What does that even mean? This spine looks normal. This is what yours looks like. Or this spine is healthy. This is what yours looks like. I'd want to know more about that person's life. I'd want to talk to that person. You just showed me a picture of the radio dial, and you want me to spend 250 grand on the car? This doesn't make any sense, but here we are, just forking over. Thanks. Totally. Look at my spine. Look at that. That's a healthy one. Oh, I'm and then it just sovereignty, authenticity. You are gone. So hard to hold on to yourself within this. But that is literally the first thing we do, is the first thing we sacrifice and give up is ourselves. You are then compared to a standard. I feel bad. You walk in the door. That's nobody's refuting that. I feel low energy. I feel fatigued. I feel bloated. I feel slow. I feel like killing everybody. I feel worthless. I feel weak. I feel fat. I feel sure. That's accurate. Done. Now, here's why you feel that. Hormone levels, labs, strength tests, posture count, body weight, body fat, water intake, this, and the other. Oh, that's why? No. These aren't for you. Your body is using these to fix this whole deal. The body fixes, the body handles, the body does this. These aren't a cause of anything. These are a result of the entirety of your life, and your body uses those. People are just measuring what your body only needs to know. No human needs to know any of this to be able to understand their healing. Zero. But it's the first thing we do, right? You feel like this because your hormones levels are like this, and now we can compare your hormone levels to healthy hormone levels. What does that mean? I have more questions about that person who has healthy hormone levels. And we're going to go ahead and micromanage with supplements. We're going to inject you with hormones, or we're going to inject you with peptide stem cells, testosterone, estrogen. Oh, but it's bioidentical. You weren't born with it, therefore it doesn't make any sense. Your body isn't creating these levels perfectly, therefore it's not identical. It doesn't make any sense. It's not for you. Bioidentical is comparing to something not you. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and manipulate your nutrition using a hormone-heavy food like protein. And you're going to hold to that level to fit that norm, that standard. And of course, you get a change in how you feel because you can manipulate anything and create a change in any way. Is it sustainable? No, you don't understand how any of this makes sense. So then when the next opportunity comes, you just go in to be compared to another level of norms and standards, claiming authenticity and sovereignty. And that battle is what is frustrating and hopeless and tear-jerking and drives me to do what I do, to continue to learn what I learn. We do it in surgeries. You know, you get a surgery or you have an injury. This is how long it takes. Tommy John surgeries, 12 to 18 months. Even my dad connected the dots. It's like, how do you know how long it takes? He was asking surgeons. Well, the research shows, but they're not them. How do you know how long it takes to come back? What if it takes somebody, and my dad's not a practitioner. He has no background. He doesn't get most of my videos. But he connected the dots because that's how he saw how he approached, and it just made sense there. Now, here's the deal. Once you get it in one aspect of your life, it applies everywhere. This no comparison, this you with you, this sovereignty, this trueness, this authenticity isn't just authentic on a TED Talk or authentic on a podcast with a bearded scientist or authentic with a power broker or somebody talking about coming into your own power and then doesn't apply the first thing they give up when they go into medicine. Wait, you just gave up this entire thing that you talked about when you go in and you have symptoms. Then you don't really believe what you're talking about. Then what you're talking about can't apply, because if you can't apply it to everything, it doesn't make any sense. But here we are. This applies across the board. The first thing we give up in all forms of medicine to be guided is our sovereignty, our authenticity, and by that, as that, no ownership whatsoever. I've had people who will continue to try to understand they want testimonials or they want to be compared. I'm like, I don't have testimonials. How do I know testimonials are bull? Because they teach you them in schools. They teach you them as a business scheme. Put up testimonials. It helps generate revenue. That's how I know they're not true. And you being compared to anybody else's story, that testimonial is the entirety of their life. That would literally be like the most intimate aspects of your life we're going to compare with the most intimate aspects of their life. When the hell does that make sense? And if you need a testimonial to walk forward, you need to check why you need a testimonial. The testimonials are cool for yourself. I've got testimonials of myself in my life that I'm like, ooh, all right, let's try this variable and let's do this and let's do this. Oh, this is cool. You with you is the only comparison that will ever be. As an understanding of you understanding you're never the same. You're constantly moving forward. Even if it seems like you're idle, you're not. You're always changing. So let's take advantage of the change. But the first thing we give up when we go into all forms of medicine, whether it's protein levels and nourishment, diets, exercise training programs, exercise classes, hormone levels, did I say that? Peptide levels, stem cell levels, lab values of any kind, blood work, heart rate variability, blood pressure, heart rate, mind work, brain scans, moods, feelings, thoughts, actions, belief systems, all these things going compared to a norm or standard, gone. That's why there's no science or research. We don't science or research up. We science or research down. And that's why until they measure you and compare you with you at any given, it's gone. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't apply. And then the problem is that gut wrenches me is the frustration that comes with people wanting to do different, wanting better. They want to put in work. They're not shy of work. They're not shy of grit. They're not shy of consistency. Just can point me in a direction. I've tried, I've committed. I've seen that on the faces of these people. They don't know what the fuck they're doing is the conclusion that the person has with the practitioner. I've seen it, and it almost makes me vomit because it's been across from some of the closest people in my life. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. I know. And now that you're at this point, you're ready to go into truth, you're ready to go somewhere else, boom. But that's the frustrating part. We commit and go all into these standards, these norms, and these levels, and these comparisons, and we're left short. So then what's the only result? What's the only reason after that? Well, you do all the right things, body still you. It's all spirit. It's all luck. It's all just genetic luck. What if it was more beautiful than that, right? I keep saying that. What if there was some way to make it sensical, make it make sense? What if there was some way that it was like, wow, wait, I can do this. Wait, I got this. Wait, this is in my fingertips. Hold on, I can. Exactly. Can't compare. If authenticity, sovereignty, ownership, responsibility, accountability, and understanding healing is your goal. Doesn't matter what the response is, what the body response is, injuries or system that it's involved in that you're experiencing. Can't compare. There's no standards, there's no norms, there's no healthy spines, there's no healthy labs, there's no healthy hormones, there's no healthy diet, unhealthy. It doesn't, gone. Bye-bye. Part of this Friday's nourishment workshop is around that, but from the nourishment angle, not just food, but nourishment angle, because it is literally one of the biggest to the Achilles. Cut to the Achilles. Gone. Why can't you stand up? What's wrong with you? Drop it. No comparison. Boom.